Welcome everybody to the Backlash Puerto Rico preview by the Heel Heat. We're back. The trios is back. Unfortunately, our guest couldn't be available tonight. Wrestling with Honey, she's not available, but we got her picks. To my left, I had to go like this because I'm looking at the camera, but I'm looking at the video.
I'm guessing your camera's inverted. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely on your right, but we'll just go with it. We'll just go.
Next to me is the casual wrestling fan.
Only casual. Only 2 shows a week.
And the one in the box here is the Fang Slanger.
Causing problems all day.
Of course. All right, fellas. We have the Puerto Rico show. Jay, you saw the preview, the take-home show. What you think of it?
It was a show. It was a show. It did not really get me excited for tomorrow any more than what I was, but I think it did enough to showcase the crowd where it's like, if for no other reason, I can't wait to see this crowd with like the main event of Priest versus Bad Bunny. Nice. Apparently a San Juan street fight. That's what we're going with.
Probably hit some cookies out there. Cookie.
Bro. I will say though that crowd just proves that like American crowds suck.
I mean, did you watch the press conference?
Yeah, they showed the press conference.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
The press conference was electric. It just feels like, all right, they've gone to the UK, crowd was amazing. They've now gone to Puerto Rico, crowd was amazing. And I'm like, they go to somewhere in like the middle of nowhere, Louisiana, every other week, and the crowd is a dud. Like they don't know what the heck they just got tickets for. And I'm like, why are you buying tickets? Like, why? Like, there's a recession. Everybody's kind of like the living, like they're living paycheck to paycheck. Why are you spending your money on this if you're just not even gonna be hyped? Like, that's just dumb.
Some are giving away, man.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand. Anyway, American crowd sucks. The international crowds are crazy. I'm so for these international premium live events, or what we calling them now?
I guess
pay-per-views.
Yeah, pretty much the international pay-per-views are hitting on every cylinder. And surprisingly, a month after the debacle that was WrestleMania, Cody is still white hot. So, I mean, I've so far been proven wrong. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Why am I happy Jets fan? Damn it, Joe.
Yeah, that was Joe.
All right, here we go. All right, let's get straight to the picks. All right, first match on the card we got here is Seth versus Omos. Benny, what are your thoughts on this one?
Seth, I don't really think that there needs to be a whole lot said. Seth Rollins needs to win this match. Omos is a guy who's going to beat the living hell out of everybody he faces on the on the road to a big match. But then he's going to turn around and be the guy that actually loses that big match. And if Seth is being positioned to be the first of the new World Heavyweight Champions, then he needs to go into that with some kind of momentum. And you can't go into becoming the World Heavyweight Champion by having a loss to Omos on your record.
Okay.
I think Seth said it best. Like, you look at a guy like Roman's your Hulk Hogan, you're Bruno Sammartino, the one that the company loves. But if you need someone to make everyone else look amazing, a Bret Hart, dare I say a Dolph Ziggler, a Shawn Michaels, you call Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to make Omos look like an absolute freaking star. But of course, Seth is going to win because, he's going to be the first World Heavyweight Champion and he kind of can't lose right now. But he's going to make Omos look like a star. And he might actually make me a believer in Omos being a star. So,
Wrestling with Honey picked Seth. I also go with Seth. I think because Omos lost to Brock at Mania, it literally, whatever he had going for him, momentum he had, gone. gone. Is just gone. I just think now he's going to be your big man for show, kind of like Big Show, except I don't think he's going to go flipping around between face and heel so much.
He does. He's not a good face. Like you look at him, he's not a face.
He's not. He's not. He can't.
No, not in his current iteration. I would say that he can be if you allow him to tap into his actual personality. Because if you
anime nerd,
yes, if you've seen him, then yeah.
He's a giant anime nerd. I love it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just one of those where like, okay, like the only way you can get him like that is if you hop him along with New Day. You know, it's going to be tough to, because I don't think his mic skills are that great right now.
It's not.
So it's like that's why he has to be a heel for now.
Unless he's rapping Jay-Z.
Apparently.
Yeah. All right, on to the next one. Okay, we got the triple threat. Austin Theory defending against Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed.
This one is going to slap, but also I don't see a reason to take the title off of Austin Theory, nor is there anyone in this match that makes sense to take the title off Austin Theory for, unless you're going to somehow find a way to devalue the belt. Like, you take it off Austin now when he's kind of on it. You kind of have to see what you have in him, and he's still kind of on an upward trajectory after beating John Cena. And his whole heel thing is working. He's getting over. Maybe not with the American crowd. See what I said previously about the American crowds. But overall, internationally, he's getting over. So you just kind of got to ride the wave until you cultivate someone that's going to be big enough to take the title and run with the momentum that you've created for this title.
Benny?
This match is actually designed to get Austin Theory over. If the US title was staying on Raw, I would say that Bronson Reed would probably be a good pick to actually take the belt off of him to go give him a monster run. But with Bronson Reed going to Raw and Theory and Lashley going over to SmackDown with the title, that kind of sort of eliminates Bronson Reed from this entire equation. He's just in the match for more big meaty men slapping meat.
Yep.
So what you're going to end up with, I can almost call the finish right now, is Lashley or Bronson Reed are going to take out the other one, and then Theory's going to steal the pin.
Yep.
I don't see him going out there hitting anybody with A-Town down and that actually putting them down. He's going to get out there. He's going to give himself another sneaky win, and he's going to go on. I would rather that win, him get that pin over Bronson Reed, because of the fact that you're going to end up with a situation where Lashley will be positioned to then be an opponent for Roman. Although I don't want to see Lashley just get fed to his streak. It's going to happen. Yep. So, listen, you might as well start telling the story now. But yeah, I got Austin Theory.
Yeah, I agree. Bronson Reed should be the one taking the pin on this one. I mean, it's not going to hurt him because these are two SmackDown wrestlers, so it really shouldn't affect him on the Raw side.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the switch, there's no reason to take the belt off of Theory at all. And like Jay was saying, which I agree, after his win against Cena, he's literally going up and he's taking the title with him. So if he was to lose it now, you literally derail him a little bit. Yeah. But you literally knock down whatever he was building with the U.S. title, which is what you need right now with him and Gunther with the mid-tier titles. They have to stay on them to build them up.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have Roman with the damn title, so you have nothing else going on. So you got to have something. So, yeah. And Wrestling with Honey also says Austin Theory. We're all in agreement literally for the first two matches. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Io Sky takes on Bianca Belair.
Does it, though?
I mean, again, Bianca even said it tonight. Monday makes her the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion ever, actually. And I'm shocked that actually happened. So I think they're going to, again, since we're all about, numbers and greatest of all times these days, they're probably going to try to redo the whole title swap thing, but do it right because we're not children. And then they're gonna have Bianca kind of move on with the SmackDown title, but make sure she hits the mark of being the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion ever. So Bianca, obviously, because sorry, EO, you're just not there.
Benny.
This match to me has more to do with Damage Control getting ready to break up than anything else. I did catch an update from SmackDown that said that Bayley to take as she knocked Bianca into EO, and there's already been like little tension and shit going on with them. So I feel that this is where, like, if you don't immediately pull the trigger right now, this is going to be the catalyst for Damage Control starting to break up, and that's going to be with Bianca winning. You also don't have Bianca, take Asuka out at WrestleMania or whatever, and then have her just lose a random ass match. Like, I love EO, like, as a wrestler. I completely love her, right? But you don't take her as just from a tag team and then just have her dethrone, Bianca Belair, who's been the champion for literally over a year, without some significant buildup. So, like I said, there's not a whole lot they can actually say to justify having EO win the match, aside from the fact that she's just freaking amazing and she deserves a championship at some point. It's just not today or tomorrow.
I'm wondering if Bayley cost EO the match here.
It's possible.
That would be interesting. That would at least make the match interesting.
Because of the fact, you're looking at it like this. It's like, okay, so it's out of all of them, who should have gotten the shot? Bayley. But EO got it. So it's like a little bit of jealousy, like, oh, you got it instead of me. So I don't want you to win it. But it's like, wait, what the hell? So I mean, I get it. Jay, you're right. It's all about the numbers from the right now. As we saw, they kept the belt on Roman no matter what. There's so much they could have done on night 2. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're all in agreement again. It's Bianca Belair, wrestling with Honey as well. Bianca Belair. What the heck?
Just to hop in on what you were saying. Paul, that actually, if Bayley was to interfere, you could actually spin that a bunch of ways. You can spin that into Bayley interfering because she's jealous of EO getting the shot, or you could spin it to the point where, they're not gonna do it because of the fact that she's just so fucking likable or whatever. But you could also technically spin that into, well, Bayley did it for Bianca.
That would be funny.
It would be funny. All right, next match is the 6-man tag match: KO, Sammy, and Riddle versus the Bloodline.
I have to have the Bloodline losing this one, just based on what I saw tonight. I kind of have a feeling because there was a promo between Jimmy and Jay, and they were hyped about the match or whatever, and Solo just didn't react. He just started taping his thumb, and then Jay just kind of stopped and was like, "Yo, you heard what he said to you, right?" Solo was like, "Yeah, I heard him. I know when we go into the match tomorrow, I'm gonna handle my business. I need you two to handle y'all's," and just walked away. And I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. I think things is getting crazy.
I'm like,
because remember, like I told y'all, when the Usos are challenging Sammy and Kevin, when Heyman said Tribal Chief's getting tired of you two, and it's like that, he was looking at the Usos, but the Usos didn't know because he was behind them.
Right.
So
I think the spike is for one. I think probably Solo's gonna end up spiking one of them.
It'll be main event Jay.
Yeah, and I think Jimmy's just gonna react like, "Yo, what are you doing?" and then gonna super kick him, and then he's gonna look at, and then him and Jay are just gonna be like, you know what, screw it, and then they're just gonna spaz on Solo.
Yeah, if it happens, it should be after the match, though.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But the catalyst of it would be a loss.
Of course.
So
like let's say,
and Sammy KO and Riddle winning.
Yeah. Well, Wrestling with Honey.
How much do you want to bet?
Bloodline winning.
Say again.
Me or Benny?
Benny. He said, "How much you want to bet?" And I'm like,
Yeah. Because y'all started doing the other picks and that. I was about to say, how much you want to bet that when Solo is actually getting ready to beat the living shit out of Jay, that Sammy saves him?
Oh, that would be lovely. That would be beautiful. That'd be beautiful.
But anyway, I pretty much got the same thing. I have the Raw team, Sammy, KO, and Riddle, literally because of the fact that the only way the story advances is if they win.
Yeah.
If they lose, you're stuck in a situation of, all right, they lost, now what? Mm-hmm. They have to get their revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're tying up two different stories in this entire thing. You're tying up Sammy and KO versus the Usos. You're also tying up Riddle against Solo Sikoa, because that's why storyline kayfabe Riddle was out for as long as he was, because Solo decided he wanted to introduce a chair to Riddle's throat through his ass. So you gotta be able to finish these things or whatever, right? I don't want to say finish the story because that's been driven into the ground a while, But that's pretty much what needs to happen. And like the only way to advance is to have the Usos and Solo drop this one.
Yeah, I agree. That's the only way these stories is gonna continue is with the bloodline losing. I don't think anything's gonna happen after the match. Like I like the idea, Jay. I like the idea, but I don't think it's gonna happen after the match. I think it's gonna happen on they're on Raw, right? No, they're on SmackDown.
No, they're on SmackDown.
It's gonna happen on SmackDown. I think it's gonna happen on SmackDown.
What's pissing me off though, like outside of the show, is that Triple H is being real hush about who is actually in this World Heavyweight Championship tournament. And I think that has a piece to play with it, because I saw a picture of like, yo, what if Solo wins the championship? And I'm like,
Here's my thing. Here's what if Roman and Solo both in there, and I'm wondering if they're gonna do it where you have SmackDown has a tournament and they send their finalists over against the one from Raw, and what if the one from Raw ends up being Roman, but to win it, he fights Solo at the end, and Solo's like, you know what? Let me just.
They're both on SmackDown.
I know, but I'm saying SmackDown has their own little tournament to find out who goes. I'm saying, and it's Roman, but he has to fight Solo at the end, and it's like, okay, you're gonna lay down, and Solo's like, wait, hold up. Then he remembers what Cody will say something to him like, you're not ready for this. You're not ready for this. So he's gonna take the match like serious. And Roman will be like, wait, what the hell? You're supposed to like ease up on those punches, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could see them doing something like that. Just like, because they don't really have any like there isn't anybody on SmackDown where you look at it, it's like the whole SmackDown thing doesn't make sense. Like the SmackDown's inclusion in the tournament doesn't make sense. So there's got to be a play here.
Yeah, and it's gonna be annoying, but if they start doing this, because this is the thing I'm thinking, it's crazy. Like I put in our comments in our text messages earlier. Is if they literally start making Roman into like a belt collector.
Yeah.
It's gonna be it'll be nice, but it'll be annoying because he's a part-timer, unfortunately.
It's already fucking annoying.
You can't introduce that title with all this pomp and circumstance and then immediately put it on Roman. You just can't.
I know.
You can't.
I mean, look at it this way. Sammy and KO retain the belts over the Usos or whatever. You got to take it off of them because Sammy can't go to Saudi Arabia for Night of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
So who else to take it off of them but Roman and Solo?
Either that or you have somebody stand in.
Matt Riddle,
Yeah,
who Kevin Owens
Yeah.
right now hates. So
yeah.
there's
That's what I'm
definitely
saying.
a story too. But anyway, to finish off this card, because I think there's only like 2 or 3 more matches.
3. Yeah. So, all right. So next is the women's current SmackDown champion, Rhea Ripley versus Selena Vega. Wrestling with Honey is sticking with her girl, with her homie, and is picking Selena Vega.
That's hilarious. She about to get folded like a pretzel for all the kinky wrestling fans out there. We know it's fine. But I think they're actually going to let Selena really wrestle for once because it's in Puerto Rico and because it is in front of her family and all that other stuff. They're going to actually let her get some offense to where it's going to look like Selena's going to win and then she's just going to get folded up like a pretzel again.
It's going to look like Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul.
Yes, very much so. Very much that.
Yeah.
But Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley, and I would not be surprised if they play it off that Rhea actually needs to cheat to win this match, just because of the Puerto Rico thing.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah, I agree with Benny because I also picked Rhea, unfortunately. But to throw more heat on Rhea, I mean, she loves that heat, so it's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? And they already don't like Dom.
Oh my God, yo, his heat tonight was insane.
You should have seen at the press conference.
I saw the press conference.
Oh, you saw the press conference?
I was like, bro, this dude is a heat magnet. Like,
bro, and the thing is, he went back at them. Like, I'm like, yo, this kid, like, his wrestling is still not there, but like mentally, he's starting to get it though. If he hasn't gotten it, he's starting to get it.
The ring psychology is there before and I think the wrestling is there. He just needs he's doing too much of the luchador stuff, and he needs to find the balance of like the American, I guess you can call it American strong style, and the luchador stuff, because like Eddie found that lovely balance of like the brawler and the luchador. Dom has to lean more into the brawler and the kind of the Randy Orton style of wrestling.
Yeah, because the thing is with Eddie was a high flyer because he was lighter, but then we started putting on the muscle mass. He got heavier, so it wasn't the same anymore. So, like you said, he had to go into that brawling style, so he was able to evolve himself. And Dom is so young, but his thing is he has the height. He has a lot of things going for him. He just has to find his thing.
He has to find his style. He has to find his style.
Thank you. His style.
Find his skill set. Find what his finisher is. Find the stuff that's specific to him, and not like Rey Mysterio's kid or Eddie Guerrero's kid. Like, he's already got the character now. That's more him. He needs the style. That's him.
The unfortunate part.
That's the missing piece for him right now.
The unfortunate part for him is he's got to do it while he's literally on the main roster.
Yeah.
Compared to if he could have done it when he was on NXT, which is not as stressful. But all right, next match is the Puerto Rican street fight: Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think this is gonna main event.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm 100%. I'm like 95% sure this is gonna main event.
All right, so put it this way: if the opening match is Brock Lesnar Cody Rhodes, then this is the main event.
I think those are the only 2 matches that can open and close the show. Like, there isn't anything big enough to open the show.
Because remember, Brock always said, he's like, I'm either main eventing the show or I'm starting the show.
Yeah. And I think the whole, like, Cody Rhodes wants to get his hands on it makes sense that they would open the show. But this one, I can't see Priest winning. I can't. But I know if he does win, the amount of heat on Judgment Day, dear God.
Let me just say, all right, so Wrestling with Honey picked Priest on this one.
I'm going to have to
agree with because the explanations are like...
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to agree with her, because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, if you're going to keep pushing a heel faction and you're talking about expanding this heel faction, it only makes sense for Judgment Day to win, to like clean up tonight against LWO. Because again, as much as LWO is a new faction, LWO kind of doesn't work as a babyface, but because the antithesis to Judgment Day needs to be like a super baby face that hasn't quite won yet, they have to take these losses. And I think because it's a street fight, it gives you the open leeway to have it be a dusty finish. Like, because I don't think it's going to be a clean win. Like, it's not going to be clean whatsoever. But I think it's going to be Damian, just because, like, you need to keep building him. And, you know, as much as we love Bunny and, you know, as much as he had, like, that moment at WrestleMania, doesn't make sense for him to win here.
Benny?
I'm going in the opposite direction. I got Bad Bunny winning. I think the financial opportunity to push him also as a member of the LWO can outweigh what they want with the Heat as far as as far as Judgment Day goes. And I think that I personally, in the chair with the pen in my hand booking, would not pass up the opportunity to have Bad Bunny in the match by hitting somebody with a Canadian destroyer through a table. And I think you have the perfect opportunity to do this shit right now.
And Priest is the type of guy that can take that kind of bump.
Mm-hmm. On top of the fact that, like, if you have Damian Priest lose, just because of the fact that this is a street fight, and because the LWO does outnumber Judgment Day as far as members, you can get away with that shit.
Damian Priest counts as two people, so I don't agree with you. Like, literally, they have to get on each other's shoulder to be Priest's height. So, like,
I mean, that's true.
That is
true.
Man, he's already got t-shirts for this weekend.
Yeah, the Puerto Rico t-shirts, them shirts is fire, bro.
The one with the Bad Bunny when he's in the ring.
No, I'm talking about the Damian Priest Puerto Rico with the Puerto Rican flag.
I'm not talking about Damian. I'm talking about Bad Bunny.
Oh, well, you know his merch is going to sell regardless. That's why I'm like, he doesn't necessarily need to win because his merch is going to sell. Probably going to sell out.
I'm surprised it's not sold out, but I did see Damian Priest Puerto Rico t-shirt. That junk is fire, bro. I saw that. I was like, yo, I'm not Puerto Rican, but I think I might get one just for my girl, just so she can wear around the house for me.
Bruh, if I was going to the parade this year, that's 100% what I'd be wearing.
Yeah, that junk is fire. That's dope, man. And this is a tough match for me because of the fact that Damian Priest is my guy. Like I told y'all, he's my guy since NXT. That came and everything. But it's hard to pick against the special guest superstar.
Yeah,
because they usually almost always win, especially if they're face.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is that good point though. Count if you want more heat on Judgment Day, bro. Can you imagine all the stuff being thrown in the ring when they beat Bad Bunny? Lay him out. They lay out. Oh wait, what about this? Not only do they lay out Bad Bunny, they lay out LWO, and you see the new member for Judgment Day.
Yeah,
and that's the end of the show.
It's a possibility, yeah.
Yeah. And again, we already know JD McDonough is getting called up, so.
Do I go with Conejo Malo or do I go with my boy Damian Priest? Fuck it. I'm going with my boy Damian Priest. I'm going with Damian Priest. Bump it. I'm going with Damian Priest. And the last match on the card, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
I'm gonna take this one at the start because I'm actually getting ready to hit a dead zone and I may drop out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, if you're going to tell this story of Cody Rhodes facing all of this adversity to finish his story, then you need to go all in on it. Meaning, you cannot pull the John Cena bullshit that they pulled with Twice in a Lifetime when Lesnar came back and immediately lost to him. As much as I fucking hate it, I have to say Brock Lesnar wins this match.
This one is tough because there's logic on both sides. Like Benny said, if you're gonna tell the story, you have to really tell it. But my issue is, if he loses this match, then what? There's what other adversity are you gonna throw at him? Then what? But if he wins this match, then what? He's on Raw.
He has the new Raw title, remember? But that's the thing, though, too.
No.
He can't.
No.
He cannot win that belt.
No.
I know. But here's the thing: he's gonna be. He's gonna be involved in that thing.
That's fine. He can be involved, but no, let that be the adversity and not Lesnar. Lesnar's.
I will give this away. I think he will be in the finals for that belt and lose it.
So I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I'm gonna go with Cody. I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm gonna go with Cody.
This is a tough one because the thing is, like, if he loses, how do you justify him being in there for that title?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Qualifying match. That's real easy.
Yeah, but
they've already scheduled saying that there's a triple threat, and then there's the finals that night, and then same thing on SmackDown. How do you, if he loses his match, what gives him the reason to be in the triple threat? There's no reason.
Because he main evented WrestleMania
and lost.
Like I said, WWE is WWE. You can make whatever arbitrary rules you want.
They can just put anybody in there, and that's the thing. But it's one of those. It's like it makes it difficult to believe anything if you look at it. It's like, all right, you lost it at Mania. You lost to Brock. Like, do you have what it takes to win this damn thing? Forget Solo. Forget Solo Sequoia. Do you? My guy, this is not AEW. This is WWE. Like, do you have what it takes?
I think that's the story that they want to tell. I just think the story is trash if they do it that way. It's garbage.
And if they want to tell a story, it's fine. But I think the injury messed things up, and the fact that you literally put the rocket on him was a bad idea. Like, I get he has all this going for him, and there's nothing wrong with it. But you put WWE has this problem. They put themselves in a corner with these things, like they did with the Fiend putting the belt on him so quickly, then putting him in a Hell in a Cell match. Like, how can you have a Fiend in a Hell in a Cell match? Like, no, that makes no sense, and lose, of all things, lose. Like, they put themselves in a corner so many times, and they put themselves in the corner of Cody Rhodes because they try to cash in on him so quickly and everything. But it's like, dude, like, you didn't need to do it yet. You could have slowly told the story, but you rushed it, and then you literally missed the spot. Let's see if it's still white hot, but he might cool down at some point.
If he keeps losing, he's going to cool down. That's my problem.
Well, I agree with you, but I guess
there's that. That's what I told about
doing.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Smoke signals. Very. But we should have a call-in number for these things.
Yeah.
No.
Can y'all still hear me?
Barely.
Well, I'll finish my point when I get there.
Yeah. Oh, are you good now? I see you got bars.
All right, cool. Basically, what I was saying was, like, I think what they're going to end up doing is you're going to put him in kind of sort of how they had Becky last year, where it was that she couldn't beat Bianca. She couldn't beat her. She was trying to find her way back into it. She couldn't beat her. And then eventually you're going to get that one moment where it is that he actually does get himself back over. And then you start the process to build back up. Whether that happens like at SummerSlam, he starts to go, going back up or whatever. I think that's how it's going to end up happening. Again, it's not necessarily whether me agreeing with the situation. I think that's how they're going to do it. Because like all reports that I've heard is that they have Cody Roman penciled in for WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia.
And see, here's the thing.
Again, it's also weird to me because they're talking about there's a possibility for Roman to hold it until September of next year to beat Hogan. And I'm like,
yeah.
No. Then don't pencil Cody and Roman in for next year. Because, like, he loses twice. I really don't care then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. Is, like, do you really want to take a gamble that you literally cool him down, and then you hoping that like he'll catch back on fire, white hot fire again. Like
It's just,
the fans are
again,
fickle sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
I hate this whole idea that now because we have all these reigns, like we have to go back and break all these territory records. Like, bro, no one cares about them records. Nobody cares.
I think that the Hogan one is the ones that get broken. I don't think the Flair's gonna get broken.
But again, if you do the Hogan one, then what? Who takes the title off him? Who?
Yeah, at that point, it's just like it's really really freaking weird. Like, and this is one of the reasons why I was saying before, like, I wasn't really in agreement with Walter, and I'm gonna keep calling him that, with him winning the match at WrestleMania. I know they're gonna do the honky tonk man thing with him, but I'm saying, like, at this point, what you need to do with him is you need to start prepping him to take the belt off of Roman.
Yeah. And then they move Sheamus to Raw, and it's just all right, whatever. And now the reports are out that Drew's essentially gone because they can't do an agreement on creative or money. So,
and he went to SmackDown too.
Well, did he get drafted at all?
Yeah, he did.
Oh well, doesn't really matter because essentially he did all the work for them to get a pay-per-view in the UK, only for him to get scrapped and replaced by Roman. So that's the thing now. Anywho, continue with what you were saying, Benny.
No. I was pretty much done. Like I said, I think they're going in that one direction or whatever. I don't necessarily like it. I really believe they should have pulled the trigger at WrestleMania because they've overcomplicated everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but like I said, if you're going to tell a story, do not half-ass tell a story. Tell it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a story I want to see, but whatever.
Yeah, I haven't made my pick yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'll go with Cody because I just think you got to start it off quick. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the fans on there. You can't start it off. You can't start it off with like Brock. You got to give the fans something to start it off. You know what I mean? Especially
for all intents and purposes, if this match isn't the main event, which I don't think it will be, you could easily just have them like end in a no contest. It would literally suck, but it's WWE. Would you really put it past them?
I would almost rather a no contest at this point.
Yeah.
But again, it's gonna be a 5-minute match. We know that Raw can't go more than 5 minutes, and it's either start it or end it. I think we're all in agreement. It's not gonna main event it. I think the main event is Bad Bunny. That's what everybody's there for. He's gonna close the show out. I'm sorry to say. So this is gonna be the first match. So 5-minute match, and either Cody wins it or it's no contest. One of the two.
Because again, you can do the no contest and have Brock stand strong at the end.
Hell, with the way they've been having Cody going at him, I could almost see Cody getting disqualified.
I would almost kind of prefer that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of this is one of those times where DQ would actually help this story.
It does. It does.
Like,
It doesn't ruin either one. It makes sense. Like you have to know when to use the DQ, when to use the shady finishes. You have to do it. You just can't do it to do it. Schoolboy finish as well. Like,
I mean, there are definitely going to be some fans that are going to hate it, but like in a bad situation, it's the best you got. Like it's the one trump card that you got.
Yeah, yeah. They're gonna want to keep Brock strong, but you can't. Like we were saying, you can't have Cody losing going into this tournament for the new title. It makes no sense. Like even though what Benny said, well, they can still put him in there. Like I get it, but it's just in the way
at this point. With the list of stupid decisions I've seen around the title and around Cody since the whole WrestleMania loss, it's like I'm expecting the stupid decision, which is why I'm not really that excited for the match because I'm expecting the dumb decision.
Oh man! So, yep, this should be interesting pay-per-view. I'm still not used to seeing these things on Saturdays.
I love them. I love it on Saturdays. Honestly, it gives me a day to like recover, process. I can actually get drunk during the shows because I don't have to go to work today.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it's just like sometimes I just do things on Saturdays, and I'm just like, all right, Sundays.
Well, not all of us have a life like you, Paul.
What are you talking about?
Some of us are sleepy humans that just like to take Saturdays to rest. Okay.
All right. Any final thoughts on this one?
I just suck. I just don't want it to suck. That's it.
I haven't been excited about a Backlash since we had the set with the swinging hooks and shit.
Word.
So I'm like, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm excited to see Bad Bunny with his, Canadian destroyer. But other than that, I don't care. Like
off the top of a ladder.
off the top of a ladder through a table.
Oh, what does their set look like? Did they show it yet?
It looks like the old, like the Stadium Royal Rumble set, where it's like that. It's like the straight path, and then
okay.
That's what it looks like at this point. I don't know, like the actual like Backlash theme set hasn't been put up, but
if that's what it is, I don't think they're gonna have one.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't need one. Like Royal Rumble hasn't had a set in years, so
yeah, no, you really don't need it. I think that they're doing it at a baseball stadium, so like they have to. They like the stadium itself is the set, so
yeah.
Yeah, I just hope they get a good crowd and everything is good, that they actually go back. That really goes back without Puerto Rican having. I just hope that WD goes. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying. I just hope WWE goes back without Puerto Rico actually having to shell out money to bring them in. That's the thing.
It depends on how much they make on the at the gate at this point.
They're already at 1.5 million because that's how much Puerto Rico shelled out to bring them over.
I get that, but it really depends on, because again, for them, because it's a area that isn't known for having that fandom. It's one of those like, all right, you want us to come so bad, like make sure we can do what we do. And then the people come and it gets hot and it's like, oh, okay, we can come back here and make money. Bet. And they'll come back. It's just a matter of like, yo, can we actually make money here? Like, is there a desire for this product here? And I mean, again, you have what they always do. It's like, hey, here are your staple Puerto Rican wrestlers. Here you go. And if it hits, that's really what it turns into. If it hits, it hits. I think it's gonna hit just based on like the smack. That is the most hyped SmackDown I've seen in a while. The quality of the show itself was subpar, but the crowd was incredible. Not to mention, I don't think I've ever watched a wrestling match in Spanish or like a wrestling show in Spanish. It was very weird to hear uno, dos, tres. And I was like, what? And like the yes chances was C. And I'm like, what? Like my brain couldn't process it for a hot second. I'm like, what the is going on right now? But it's a really cool experience. Like it's jarring, but it's cool. And I'm like, okay, if you can throw a little bit of that into it as well, it freshens up the product. So I think that I hope that they go back to Puerto Rico more times.
I kind of feel like putting it in the Spanish instead of English.
At this point, they literally, the LWO freaking Judgment Day the whole promo was in Spanish. Like, people like me that don't speak, it was just one of those, like, all right, I guess they just talking. I'm going to get on my phone. Like, they were going at each other. The crowd was into it. It was all in Spanish. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but they talking shit. All right, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had to look at the press conference because I saw snippets of it with between Bunny and Priest. I was like, oh crap, this conference was already. So I went back and looked at it, and then I was watching it, and then there was on YouTube, it's not complete because there's a part where Dominic is talking. He's sitting down, and then it like kind of does a funny cut, and he comes back and he's standing up. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, on Twitter he just stands up. It's literally he stands up to tell his dad to shut up. Like that's
no. Like he's having a conversation with his conversation sitting down, and then it just kind of cuts and he's standing up talking. And like, what just happened? And how long ago was this? Was 5 seconds, 2 seconds, 3 seconds? What was it? But the conversations they were having in Spanish was hilarious. It's great. It's great. I kind of wish Zelina would have spoken in Spanish. I don't know if she did on SmackDown tonight, but in the comedy she really didn't. It was just all English.
She ain't saying nothing. She was too starched. Like she literally looked like when they did the LWO pose after they came out. I thought she was just gonna break down and cry. I get it, but like she's one of those. I'm just happy to be here. Like that's where she's at. Yeah. I'm just happy to be here. She's not like the fierce, fiery Selena Vega that we're used to. So
yeah, she's got the butterflies in her stomach, which
I'd rather she will be in the match.
Yeah, I'd rather have that tonight than tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do want to say one other thing. I do hope that this like really, really does succeed, so they can go back. Not for any other reason than I want to actually name myself Pendejo for the next one. That's it.
And on this Cinco de Mayo, Benny wants to be called Pendejo. Oh. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy your Backlash Puerto Rico premium live event. Or like we like to say, pay-per-view, because it's still a pay-per-view. Yep. You know, hope you enjoy it. I think it's going to be a decent show. I don't think it's going to be a bad one. I don't think it's going to be a great one. I think it's going to be a decent one. But it could surprise us. It could be a good one, too. It could be a good one. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the show. Peace out.
Keep it casual.